What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you for joining me for this review of Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 9. Let's talk about Miguel and Lindy. Miguel meets up with his friend, and this is a friend that was at their housewarming party. And the friend is asking him, are you picking up on any red flags with Lindy? Because Miguel has a history in his relationships of ignoring red flags and staying in relationships, much longer than he needs to. So the friend is like, "Are you seeing any red flags with her? Because when we were at your housewarming party, she had this emotional moment when she was talking about the insurance, and that was a huge red flag for the two friends that she was talking to. And I remember that moment when she was, talking about, he wants me to change my last name, but he doesn't want to get insurance for me. And she got really dramatic with this. She was like, he doesn't even want to, whatever she did, it got dramatic. And I remember the friends looking at her like, are we really witnessing this? So I didn't know that they took it that much to heart, like to the point where he needed to sit down and have a conversation with Miguel about it. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but the friend was like, she had this emotional outburst, so we don't know what the hell you're doing with this girl. The friend was like, we thought it was going to get better. The friend actually said something to the effect of, we thought that as time went on, we would kind of warm up to her, but like that still hasn't happened. So the friends are not feeling her at all. So they said, he says like, her emotional whatever kind of put a damper on the party. He says, we were just trying to come there and have a good time with you and her, but then, she just completely changed the whole atmosphere of the party. And I was just like, damn, was it really that bad? Was it really that bad? And so then later on, him and Lindy are having a conversation, and the question is, what does it take to fall in love? And Miguel says, time. It's going to take time. And Lindy says, time allows you to see different aspects of a person. You get to know a person really well as more time goes by, and you get to see them in their best and their worst. And Miguel says, if I see repeated behavior in someone, I'm out. I'm not gonna. I don't have time for that. And so Lindy says, but if I saw you repeating a pattern that I didn't really care for, I would allow you time to improve on that, and I would work with you on that. And Miguel, no, she says something like, I would give you time to try to improve on that, work with you on that. If I saw something in you that, that I really didn't care for, I'm going to give you time and I'm going to show you grace. And Miguel says, but even grace isn't infinite. There's a limitation to everything. And so he says he's not sticking around for any type of toxic relationship. And Lindy says that real love means that you see someone at their worst and you're still choosing to love them and accept them. And Miguel ain't got no time for that. He says, he doesn't want to stay in a relationship if he's seeing, continuous behavior that he doesn't like, because he doesn't want to be taken advantage of. So he took what his friend said to heart. He was definitely paying attention to what his friend was saying. And he has seen her with her emotional outburst, and he's getting kind of concerned about that, right? He's getting a little bit concerned with that. And Lindy and Miguel are hot and cold. There's like very little in between with them. Either they're getting along extremely well, or they're not getting along at all. Like there's like this huge friction between them. They are not just ever normal, chill. It's always like some type of up and down situation with them. Now, when they were having the group therapy, their issue was her outbursts, which I feel bad calling them outbursts, because it's not like she just starts acting out of nowhere. But for lack of a better term, let's say outburst. And so his issue with her is her outburst. And Lindy says something about how she's been holding back with her emotions because she doesn't want to like scare him off or something. And the therapist said, so you feel like, he's not creating like a safe space for you to be who you are. And I was like, so is the therapist encouraging her to have these outbursts? And, the therapist wants excuse me, Miguel to create a safe space for her just to be erratic. I don't know if she's if this. I don't know if Lindy's having outbursts, but she gets very dramatic. So like with the whole name change thing, and I guess when she was cussing, when she said to him, "You want me to change my name, but you can't even help me get a effing physician and put me on your effing insurance." And he was kind of like taken aback. Now, I don't know if he considers that an outburst because we've seen outbursts. We've seen people really lose their mind, not just on this show, but just in life in general. And so I thought, the way, I mean, of course, she was dropping some F bombs. Maybe that's what he found so offensive. I don't know. But I don't really consider that an outburst. She does get overly dramatic. And maybe that's what he's like over. Like, it's funny how someone who likes to go to cosplay and put on a costume and act out roles thinks that his wife is being over dramatic, and he doesn't really care for that. And I don't know if he's using that as an excuse to maybe keep his distance, because she did apologize for it. She says, what, I shouldn't have acted that way. I'm sorry. And I guess this kind of like is where she talks about, where she meant when she was like, well, I have to hold back now. I can't really be myself. But what's wrong with trying to have a conversation without F-bombs? And what's wrong with toning down the drama just a little tiny bit, the dramatics? Just because even I had mentioned in my last review, I was like, what is up with my name? You want me to change my identity? What was given to me since birth? And it wasn't that big of a deal to me. You don't want to change your name. Girl, don't change your damn name. Keep your name. Okay, fine. Keep your name. And if it's the whole insurance thing, then okay, then on decision day, tell them, no, I don't want to marry you because I don't want to put me on your insurance. So, or I don't want to be with you. They're already married. So the friend was really like not team Lindy at all. The friend had really influenced Miguel, because after that, he kind of was treating her a little bit differently. Not treating her differently, but he made it known, like, I'm not going to stick around if you can't control your emotions, basically. That's what I understood. I don't know if that's what he was putting down, but that's what I was picking up. So I don't know if I misread the whole situation, because it's confusing to me. And I feel like not enough is happening for me to really understand what's going on between Miguel and Lindy. It's just not enough. Either they're like bragging on each other about, oh, I have the best husband, look what he cooked for me, or they're having very difficult conversations about name changes and insurance. But it's like, when is it ever just going to be like normal? I don't know. Maybe I misread the whole thing. I don't want to talk about them anymore. That is my review of Lindy and Miguel. On your way out, don't forget to rate the video. If you like this content, please subscribe, and I'll definitely talk to you later in a little bit, because I have one more couple. Thank you.